views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Sunflower Media Mint. Some programs might include strong images or language that not might be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
What can you do with 30 minutes? For us, we define things. Straightforward. New perspectives. No gray area. It is black and white. You're listening to the New You Podcast.
Welcome to the podcast, 11th of June, episode 15. The New You Podcast live at Facebook Live. Also live right now and, well, we're trying to go live at Instagram for a while. But for tonight, it's going to be the new Advocacy together with Reg as well. You can catch us on Spotify for the previous episodes. You can download and listen to the previous ones. But for this evening, for this episode, well, we have a good friend on the show, on the pod right now, Michele Gumabao. Hi, Mitch. Kamusta?
Hi, I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for having me. Hi, Reg. Nice to meet you.
Well, thank you for taking the time to join us here in the new So we've been doing the show for about a month now.
Yeah.
And well, it's a good time. Na right now most of the people are at home. Maganda na well you found the time to join us. Kamusta ka? How's lockdown? How's lockdown with Miss Michele Gumabao?
Trying to keep myself busy as much as I can, using the time that I have as wisely as I can. I think like with all the time we have now, it's so easy to spin out of control and just binge on so many things that are unnecessary. So I'm just trying to police myself on spending my time wisely.
It's cool. Um, well, for some that who just joined us, well, for this week we still have the giveaway program that we have for until tomorrow, I think. Later on, Reg will be talking about it in a bit. But for this show, well, let's just talk about Michele. I mean, most of the people here knows Michele on the court. I mean, the Michele Gumabao, yung sobrang volleyball blocker, spiker and all. And then right
Sobrang
now,
hard. Sobrang
sobrang angas. sobrang siga tignan. Tapos ngayon biglang, well, beauty queen na eh. So, a lot has changed. Kumbaga, we've seen her grew from that spiker, from that blocker on the court, and then right now on the runways and well pageants as we say right now. How's the transition? How's yung sanay ka being the athlete that you are, and then right now the transition to we can call you right now a beauty queen. So how's the transition, Mitch?
A lot of people might not know, pero I grew up kasi super kikay ko. I may be into sports, I may be an athlete, but I love fashion, I love high heels, I love makeup. So it's something that I grew up with, having three sisters. So it wasn't that hard to fall in love with the gowns, the makeup, getting your hair and makeup done. It was easy for me. The transition was more on my physical aspect, on the conditioning that I had to do physically, and also time. I had to really balance time well just to be able to give myself 100% in both areas.
Reg.
Uh, well, aside from that, kasi I noticed since I follow you on Instagram as well. So I was seeing that lately during the lockdown. What have you been doing since the lockdown started? I saw that you were helping out with the donations.
Yeah, Aldo's my boyfriend. Aldo and I started Your 200 Pesos. This is an organization that we first started with our own communities, friends and family included. And then it just grew up to what it is now. We've been featured on the news just a while ago. We were on TV Patrol, and it's something so it's something so overwhelming, I didn't even dream about this or think about this when we all started. It just all fell into place, and I'm just really thankful that, with organizations, especially charity organizations, you can't do it all alone. And I just
Yeah.
True.
want
That's
to
true.
mention that we are where we are now because of every single person who helped us out, donated, distributed, and who just wished us well. And that's all we really need right now because of all the negativity on social media.
Exactly.
We just are very thankful to everybody who continuously encourage us to go on and do what we do.
And
I
that
think it's great doing this right now. You're helping a lot of people, definitely the people that need it, who won't have access or who can't go out for the groceries. Medyo delikado na rin kasi ngayon to go out. It's very risky.
It is definitely, but I was able to, because that was where we first struggled with, is to get supplies. So if you
Yeah.
want to make thousands and thousands of bags, you need thousands of rice, of canned goods,
exactly.
of whatever we have inside our bags, and we wouldn't go into the groceries because it's really risky, like what you said. So we're just really thankful because a lot of brands, they allowed us to source from warehouses directly. And because of that, we were really able to budget the 200 pesos that we have for each bag into
Mm.
so many things. We were able to put so many things inside. And one of the
Mm.
questions we get asked a lot is, paano nyo na budget yung 200 pesos? Because when you look inside the bag, it's really hefty. And,
Yeah.
it's just a lot of connections, a lot of friends, and a lot of people who care about your 200 pesos.
And with that 200 pesos, no, I mean, one thing kasi to think about something that you want to do, and another thing to actually do it talaga. Kumbaga, ang dali kasi, I mean,
Yeah, to have it materialize.
exactly. And right now na tipong nandito tayo sa mga bahay natin, ang daming ideas na papasok sa isip natin. We can just think of any other things, kumita, tumulong, whatever. Pero to make it happen, that's another thing. That's another story. And then I'm pretty, uh, well, grateful and actually proud of you guys that you are doing that. Kasi honestly, on my end, it's not just about you doing it, sharing and all eh. Pero the risk that you guys are taking, kumbaga, lumalabas kayo eh. We know for a fact that it's not really safe out there. Pero for you guys to be
Yeah.
part of being a frontliner in a sense, to extend that hand to those who really needs it. That's priceless. Well, for one which I mean with your 200 advocacy something like that right now. How do you source out the areas naman on where to help, saan kayo or saan kayo uunahin natin, we go here for today and then the other day we go naman dito and all. Paano kayo nagso-source out for that?
At first, it was really all about connections
Mm.
because the thing is, during ECQ, it's not that easy to distribute because of the rules that,
Yeah.
first of all, we are not allowed to distribute as civilians. So
Mm.
we had to partner with the local police and also the barangay so that their frontliners can help us distribute, just so that we don't violate any laws by helping people. And we want to protect also the people who donate in your 200 and just assure them on that. But at first, connections, we were able to, whoever local barangay that we can connect with, and we tell them sino bang mas nangangailangan sa community nyo. So they help us gather 100 people, 200 people, and then we give there. But as we went on, a lot of people started donating, and what's good is we had big donors who had a place in mind. So it
Mm-mm.
was easy for us, and we didn't have to think. And right now we're using social media
Mm-mm.
because we receive a lot of help of messages of help, and as much as we want to help everyone, we really try to see what's feasible for us. Of course, Metro Manila is the easiest, but we've been
True.
around a few provinces that's nearby and accessible for us.
Well, that's perfect. Well, for one, how can they actually join this movement, this advocacy, this 200 peso? I've seen this on Instagram, pero might as well share it to everyone watching right now.
Yeah.
Yes, please. You guys can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at your 200 pesos. We have all the details there of how you can
Mm-mm.
like, comment, share our videos. That means a lot. You can help by doing that. You can help by giving. And you can also help by just praying for us because we can only do this if we have good health. And all your prayers are much appreciated. So we're really thankful for all of you guys who help out in your own small way because even just we give 200 pesos or 2,000 pesos, it's all the same. As long as it comes from your heart and no amount of help is too small enough to make a difference. So we're just really thankful because a lot of people, especially during this time of need, have also shared and given what they have.
Perfect. Reg?
I think it's awesome, but I also have a question because, of course, obviously, what you're doing is really something that is very commendable, and I'm sure. Well, some of my friends also want to do something similar for donation. So, what advice would you give to people who have a certain advocacy or something that they want to do to reach out to the
Yeah.
public and to help other people? What advices or tips could you give for them to be able to materialize their advocacies?
First of all, since we're calling this podcast the new advocacy, I want to say that when I started out, I was just really talking about sports and how it affected my life, how I
Yes.
can give back to the sport, how I
Mhm.
can hold the
Tama.
youth with sports.
Tama.
Everything was about sports. But this pandemic really showed me that advocacies really don't have to be just one single thing.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
right now, the new advocacy of mine is to do more. And that's what I want to share to people is that we are capable of so much more if we just step out of our comfort zones.
Exactly.
Yes, it may be unsafe. Yes, it may make you uncomfortable, but if you really want to do it,
Okay, guys. Well, we're back online. We're back live. Sorry, sorry. Well, a bit of technical difficulties there. Interruption with the internet. So, ang dami na lang napag-usapan eh. Off air. So, where were we, guys? Sorry. We're back online. Sorry for those naputol tayo. Where were we,
Where
Reg?
were we? I was asking Michelle about how she was how she was making the necessary protection or preparations for whenever she'd go out for the your 200 pesos advocacy and for
Mm-mm.
the donation.
I don't know what they heard last, but I'll just make it shorter. So at first we were wearing PPEs, but now not anymore because it was really hot outside. And because of being so tired and we were more exhausted and dehydrated because of the PPEs, we just decided to wear the mask and the face shield. And this would probably suffice everything that we've been doing. And I'm just so happy because the suppliers of our mask and face shield, the people that we bought from, they were so happy that a lot of people wanted to buy the product and have seen the product online, that they're also helping out our organization. So we're really thankful because a lot more people are being part of the Your 200 Pesos family. And the most important thing about keeping safe if you're going out is coming home. So what you really have to do is to just be diligent, be responsible, don't skip the steps no matter how many times you've done it, and just think about everybody else that may be affected aside from you.
True. Tama.
It may not affect you, but it can affect your family and even the people
Yeah.
that you see outside.
True.
Actually, I saw the. I don't know if you saw, Harley. I saw the face shield that Michelle posted on Instagram. Maganda.
Yeah, I
It's
did. I
really
did.
nice.
Well, that's something that we discussed yesterday also with Doc John. So we had a doctor on the show last night. Well, yun nga yung pinag-uusapan eh. This virus that we don't, well, we know a little, kumbaga. It's a matter of, minsan meron mga carriers na kaya naman kasi talaga nila yung virus. Pero yung pinaka-fear
Yeah.
dito is, ikaw yung maging carrier. So, yun yung mahirap
Yeah.
eh. When you go out, tapos when you go back home, back to your families, as my kids, meron mga elderly, mas nandun yung takot natin dyan. And not really for ourselves. I mean, lalo na nung for some, yung mga athletes na mas fit yan, syempre, because of the trainings that they are undergoing, or people na talagang plainly mas equipped physically. Yun yung something na kaya talaga nila eh. Pero, hindi ibig sabihin hindi sila prone na mahawa. And yun yung mas mahirap. Pag nahawa sila, they become a carrier and kawawa yung pwede nilang hawahan. But also on that note, Michelle, that's something on the physical side, but more of, well, when you were on the court before, I mean, we people know you for the mind games that you've been playing on the court. Right now, we're playing on a real. Do we really have to talk about it right now? They can watch the tapes. But where I'm coming from is with you um having those mind game, well, that mentality per se. With the current situation that we have, this pandemic and all, and you guys helping out, a big factor that we've always been talking about in the show is actually mental health. So,
Mm.
well, you as a an athlete, and then at the same time, what you're doing right now, helping out other people outside, and how do you see? What can you say to people that are stuck at home right now? How can they actually cope up with mental health issues? What's we know for a fact that's a different strategy for everyone. But anything that you can share, or maybe a tip or two to those people in their homes right now.
I would consider myself very level-headed when it comes to thinking about crisis or thinking about problems. I don't really dwell on them. That's why I don't get affected too much, I would say. But this pandemic really hit me hard, and the first 3 weeks I was really getting anxious. So if you're watching this, you guys are not alone. I've
Yes.
experienced my own fair share of overthinking and worrying, and also just you know constantly thinking what the new normal would be. And
Mm.
I'm sure you guys are all thinking this way also, as we are in GCQ and things are slowly getting back into normal. And I just want to remind everybody that we have so many things that we can be thankful for aside from about stressing about. So I just focus on those things. I focus on being thankful every single day for my health, for the health of the people around me, the people I love. And that just kept me going. That as long as I'm healthy, I can eat 3 times a day, maybe sometimes five, then I'm thankful. I'm good. I'm okay. I don't need anything else. And that's why we were also inspired to give back and to open and start our 200 pesos, is because we needed an outlet. That was my way of coping during this pandemic. Being an athlete, also Aldo also being an athlete,
Yeah.
we both of us we needed something more than just staying at home.
Mm-mm.
And because of the blessings and the avenue that we were given, we were able to go out and do that, and it really helped me cope. So whatever it is that you're going through now, just find a stress reliever, whether it's cooking, whether it's going live on your own Facebook or
Yeah.
YouTube.
Exactly.
Just go do it. Don't think about everybody else that's commenting and trying to put you down or criticizing you. You just go do it. We
True.
all deal with this whole situation our own way. So I just want to encourage you guys, if you have a dream that you haven't done, a skill that you newly found, just I'm encouraging you right now to be confident enough to step out of your comfort zone and just go for it.
Perfect. Well,
Actually, yeah. To be honest, Harles, I mean, this is kind of how we started the new Hue. It was more of a sanity check for Harley and I. And it reminded me of one of the episodes we did before with Coach Chot, because we asked him his advice on mental health, especially since he's worked with athletes. He's a seasoned coach, and one thing he told me, actually, if I can just share here in the show, is that one thing he said during the episode that really resonated within me was that if you can still wake up and breathe on your own, kaya mo pang bumangon at gumising, may pag-asa pa talaga.
Yeah,
definitely.
that's
Definitely.
So definitely, I mean, although it's kind of really unfortunate that this is happening to us and a lot of people are affected by this pandemic. The entire world is affected by this pandemic. But us staying at home, I feel like it's a good opportunity to get to know ourselves, to get creative, and to learn new skills.
agree.
Definitely.
And I just want to add, well, with our episode last night with Doc John Aquino, I asked him personally as a doctor, as a frontliner, how are we how are we doing the Philippines, or kumbaga yung nasasakupan niya, yung nakikita niya in line with this pandemic right now. And I think one thing that he mentioned is, let's look at the positive side of things. Wherein, yes, tumataas, meron tayong mga cases every day, and that is happening everywhere around the world. Pero we have to really look at the fatality rate, the recoveries, because that is the positive side of things. So, mamimili lang naman tayo eh. Either we take the negativity of what's happening right now, or the other way around, which is you look at the positive things, what you can do, etc., etc. Focus on that. Well, before I jump into the Miss Universe, I'm seeing comments right now about the Miss Universe thing for Michelle. I just want to ask, Michelle, do you miss the court?
I do. I really do. You know, sometimes I wake up in the morning and I'm like, Lord, I'm sorry for all the times that I wished I wasn't playing volleyball because it gets tiring. You know, as an athlete, you
Hmm.
deal with burnout, you deal with exhaustion every single day, and you just get burned out. And there were times that I would admit, you know, I would wake up at 5 a.m. and I just don't want to practice. And there are days now that I wake up and be like, I'm so sorry, just bring it back. I will never complain, although I think I still will.
Pagka na-burnout ka uli, magko-complain ka uli.
Totoo, it's normal. It's
It's normal.
normal.
It's normal. That's normal for everyone. Lalo na on you guys playing on the professional level. I mean, madali yung sabihin natin gigising ng weekend, maglalaro. Okay na yun eh. Tapos next weekend na ulit. Pero you guys doing it each day and in and out, it's different. And tapos it's a different level of competitiveness. But going back to that, what do you miss on the court? I mean, sino pinakamahirap mong nakalaban on the court?
I miss my teammates, every single one of them. I miss the competition, the intensity of the fans every single time we play, yung intensity ng training. Nakakamiss lang talaga yung competition. Doon ako natutuwa talaga eh. Doon ako na-fired up maglaro. Pinakamatinding na kalaban ko, na team na lang siguro in college would be UST in my first year. They won the championship. We only came in second. Ateneo, after those few years, they were really the team to beat as well.
True.
They always battled with us in the finals.
Oo.
A lot of different players actually. You know, I've been playing volleyball ever since 2009 that I started in VLSU, and I've seen players come and go, but the talent is always there. It may be different for different players, but you know, I've seen how the talent of volleyball just really stepped up here in the Philippines, and I'm being a fan as well. I'm so excited for the years to come for our youth in the
True.
volleyball world.
Exactly. Well, one last question for volleyball. If you're going to form your team, who's your dream team? Who's your first six? Who's going to be the five players with Michele Gumabao on the court?
My team now, honestly, I like my team now with Creamline.
Mm.
That's the first seven that I would put it. So it's me on the opposite, Gemma and Eliza on the outside. We have Sato, and it mixes in the middle. So sometimes we have Pau also, Riza. And then on the libero, we also, setter, we have Gia. We also have Kyle Negrito. My whole team, actually. My whole team is one of my favorites. You know, I'm really biased for my teammates. I'm so sorry.
Lak-
I
ang,
kahit sino makalaban namin.
ang solid na mga sa lineup niyo. Ang daya eh. Parang walang drafting na nangyari.
Wala pa kasing
Kaya
drafting
nga.
volleyball.
Oo.
So it's direct hire,
Oo.
if I may call it. And coming players, that's what I'm really happy with Creamline. Coming players, we're really invested in who plays and who comes in the team, because you know, I don't know if it's women being women, but in volleyball kasi kailangan magkasundo kayo. Hindi kayo nag-uusap sa labas, tapos maglalaro kayo kinabukasan. It doesn't work that way, at least for me. So I really have to treat the people around me as family, for us to fight for the same cause and have that same goal, which is winning the championship. And so far, it's been working for Creamline, Hindi ko na alam ilang championship. Joke lang.
Counting. Well, yan sinasabi nating mindset, mind games ni Michelle ever since, on and off the court. Well, we go now with the Miss Universe thing. Well, kamusta ang Miss Universe? What's happening with Miss Universe? With this pandemic happening, tutuloy ba siya? Anong ina-expect ng mga fans or followers mo? What's with Miss Universe?
My thoughts right now are just really with Miss Universe Philippines. We
Mm.
were supposed to have our coronation night in May,
Mm.
and it's June, so we really missed that because of the whole quarantine.
Mm.
And as of now, we're still in our pre-pageant phase. So
Okay.
yes, it's going to push through. They've already announced that it's going to be in October. Although the specifics, we don't really know. It depends on the rules of the government, of the IATF, as to
Yeah.
what can happen and what they can allow. But as of now, it's a very historic time for beauty pageants because this is the first time that this is happening, of course, and also this is the longest pre-pageant that any pageant has ever had. We started in, I think it was in February, or we started
Haba.
our activities. So, mahaba talaga, but we're just really trying to keep up with the times, no complaints here, just trying to adjust to the new normal just like everybody else. And as of now, everything is still online.
Well, that's good. That's good news. At least the fans, the followers, your followers, or the pageant per se, has something to look forward to coming this October. Well, Reg, anything else
Yes.
on your end?
I'm actually reading the comments. Your sister's watching, Michelle.
I want to say hi to my mom. My mom watches all my lives, probably because I don't see her often. So this is how she says hi to me by watching all our lives.
So sweet. Gita's what?
Yeah,
Gita's watching. Gita's watching.
yeah, Gita's
So
watching.
so we're calling out Gita for the next episodes, right?
Yes, we're inviting Gita on for the next for a future episode. So Gita can't say no now.
Okay.
Yes,
So
we're committed.
we're
I'm
announcing
saying
already.
yes on your behalf. It's okay. I'm saying yes. As the ate, I'm saying yes.
Oh,
So
Michelle, your mom says hi. She's in the comments.
At least magano siya mag-comment, no? Hi, mom!
at,
Si Gita nagko-comment para sa kanya daw.
at hindi nagpa
I knew it.
si Gita.
Hopefully.
Well,
Yeah, that's gonna be fun also to have Gita on the show.
watch out for that episode, guys.
Makulit
So we will have Gita in the next few episodes. We have tons of episodes lined up right now. But well, for tonight, Michelle, thanks for joining us for this episode. Well, before we wrap everything up, I know we have discussed about earlier. You mentioned it also in this episode. What's the new advocacy? Here to summarize it up for us. Well, for Michelle Gumabao, the new advocacy is going to be what?
The new advocacy is to just step out of your comfort zone and do more. Everybody has a way to cope during this time and have your own advocacy. Live by it, encourage yourself to do it, and then you can inspire so many people along the way. And I just want to say that, like with all the podcasts that are starting now, I hope you guys support and watch. The new Hugh, they interview a lot of people, and there are so many podcasts that you can listen to, especially now that a lot of us feel detached with everybody around us. This can be a way to talk to people, to get to know people, and that's why I'm so happy whenever I get invited for these kinds of interviews because I know that you guys are also, this is your advocacy. And
Yes.
as much as everybody supported mine, I want to support yours also. So I
Thank
would
you.
just
Thank
want
you
to
very
give you
much.
guys a shout out as well. And for everybody, please, if you have friends who are starting a new business, a new advocacy, let's also
Yes.
start.
Mm-mm.
Yes.
Support local
Support local.
businesses right now. Mhm.
Agree. We all need that. Hindi lang basta yung
Yeah.
nagtitinda, hindi lang sila. It's the whole country. We have to be mindful of everybody else, Filipinos first. So, yeah, like what Michelle mentioned, let's all support local. Even in this pandemic, after this pandemic, let's all do that. That would really help us in a way. Hindi lang natin masasabing sa'yo, it will help out the whole country, and then later on,
Yeah.
ripple effect yan. It will affect everyone else. Reg, on your end?
Mhm. So on our end, I just wanted to announce again or to remind everyone once
What's that?
again that tomorrow is the last day for our giveaway. So we will be picking two lucky winners.
Ooh.
iPhone 11 Pro Max or 50,000 pesos cash.
Sali mo ako dyan.
Pwede ka sumali, wag na sumali si Gita. Kahit si Gita, wag na sumali, okay na yun. The joke lang, Gita, if you're watching, ha. So basically, guys, I'm just going to go over the mechanics again. So you need to follow the giveaway account and the giveaway account's second account. You need to follow all the accounts those two accounts are following, and you need to go to our Instagram page at the new QPH, and you need to like our giveaway photo. So it's there in our feed as well. The giveaway closes June 12, 2020. So tomorrow at 10 p.m. And the announcements of the winners will be live on June 13th at 5 p.m. via YouTube Live, I think, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken, by
YouTube.
that giveaway account as well.
Yeah, so we still have...
So aside from that, guys, if you're enjoying the show, well, kindly follow us on Instagram at the new QPH and like and follow our Facebook page to keep updated.
Okay, so
Charles?
once again, thank you everyone. I think the Instagram page right now it's about close to 17,000 running. We started the show a month ago, and then we're 17,000 followers strong. So thank you everyone for supporting. So if you missed any of the episodes, before we had tons of people in the show. Not just really personalities, but we really guess real people, and that is what the new year is all about. We talk about society and culture in a sense, very straightforward and all. The episode earlier it got caught because of our internet, but we'll fix it. We'll upload it afterwards. So make sure to download and check our Spotify podcast so you can download and listen to the whole conversation that we had. Of course, except the background wherein Michelle and Reg just continued on checking on each other. But so
Girls will be girls. Girls will be girls.
Yeah.
okay.
So, Carl, sorry, I just wanted to say thank you also to all our friends because I know a bunch of our friends are watching right now aside from Gita.
Mm.
Siyempre, hindi lang si Gita yung friends ko. Yeah. So, thank you to Juno, to JP, and to our other yung friend namin ni Gita, to Hames for watching. So they're all like supporting as well sa comments. Nakikita ko sila they're viewing as well. I just wanted to give a shout out to them.
For all those
Sorry, Hans.
no worries. For all those watching, for all those commenting in the comment section, we're seeing that. I've seen this. Well, Aaron Obligar, your question about why should Michelle be the next Miss Universe Philippines? Well, antayin natin October. Let's wait for her to answer that on the pageant itself. So continue on that one. But for tonight, once again, thank you so much, Michelle, for giving time for the podcast and supporting just everybody else. Um, what else? Tomorrow it's Friday, so we have Umud for tomorrow. And tomorrow, since it's Independence Day, we'll have a back-to-back episode tomorrow. We'll have the special OPM with City Navarro. So we all started listening to Bossa Nova because of her. That's around 5 p.m. And then at 8 p.m. we'll have John Oden. Well, if you know trance, you know John Oden. Okay, so Umud, that's basically a curated playlist by real people. So watch out for that tomorrow. But for tonight, for those who joined in, thank you so much. As always, the new you talks about society and culture, very straightforward, still black and white, but always the new you. Good night, everyone. Thanks, Michelle.
Good night. Stay safe.
Bye.